Okay, it's the beginning of fall, and I'm going to show you our persimmon tree. It's a HACHIYA persimmon tree. There's two different kinds. Ours is the HACHIYA. They originate in Asia. They come from China and Japan. And this particular type of persimmon tree is real pungent if you open it and taste it before it's ripe, before it's soft. This particular persimmon has to get real soft before you can eat it. The other type, which I don't have, is one that you can eat just like an apple. It's hard and firm. These are typically what people use to bake like a persimmon cake or persimmon bread, like a banana bread, only persimmon. So right now, these aren't ripe. You can see how firm they are. If I touch one, they're the color of a pumpkin. They have vitamin D and vitamin A and beta carotene. They're loaded with vitamin A and beta carotene. Thing is, birds love to come by here and get to these. Even raccoons and possums. And the other night I heard a noise outside my window, and there were 3 raccoons in this tree. Last year there were 5 raccoons. You can see the one here on the ground. This is the one that they got into. I guess this one's the one that's ripe. Most of them aren't ripe. And they will get ripe in probably about 2 weeks. But a good thing to do when they're about like this, before they're totally ripe, is to pick them and put them in a dish in the house and let them ripen on their own. So I'm going to probably pick about half a dozen and just set them. They're very colorful and pretty, and if I pick a couple now, I can just set them in the house and let them ripen without being bitten by a bird or a wild raccoon. But pretty much they stay on the tree pretty well. There aren't a lot of losses from them. Very, very little. So this is a HACHIYA persimmon. And in about 2 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks, I'll be baking a persimmon bread. So I will show you that. This is one I picked. And what you do is you can cut the top off when they're ripe, and you put a spoon and you can eat them right out of the fruit itself. So I picked 2 off of the tree to show you. They really aren't ready to even be picked because they're still a little really firm and light. These darken up quite a bit when they get closer to being ripe, but this is what they're shaped like, kind of like an acorn. So this is the type that you bake with. So in about probably 2 weeks, maybe 3, closer to mid-November, I will be baking a persimmon bread, so stay tuned for that.